Position. When this came up about a week and a half ago, I wasn't quite sure what type of response we were going to get, but man, it's been amazing. And the candidates we've gotten have just been tremendous. I've been looking at their resumes and statements as they've come in, and it's just great to see the turnout, and it just shows what type of community we have here, what type of response we get whenever we need someone to fill a spot. We get a great slate of candidates such as we have up here to fill those positions. Before we begin, I'd like to thank several people for help putting this together. This is my first Central Committee meeting that I'm running, so rather new at it, and it takes a lot of work to do this. I don't think I appreciated how much work the previous chairman had put into this. But Leslie has been right at my side and helping the entire time. A ton of work. I think we probably send 4 or 5 emails and phone calls every day, trying to, just for this meeting, to try to put this together and make it go as smooth as possible. Hopefully there's no hitches in the organization here. If there is, please give us a little leeway on that, as we're still trying to learn that in detail. I want to thank Kim for setting up the AV. She's volunteered her time and equipment to do that, so saved us quite a bit of money on having her help out and get that set up. We even are set up for a phone call for one of our candidates. Kim came in early and took care of that and got that going. Bonnie has helped a lot. She's been doing this for the last 4 years and has really given me a lot of advice and names as far as who we can call to get this set up and arranged and get people in here. Rana has helped getting some of the organization and the letters out and getting the newspaper noted as far as what's going on. And our ward captains and ward coordinators, they've been working, calling just to make sure we have this full room. I mean, this is great on a Wednesday night to have this many people and proxies here for such a special event. Now, I know the elephant in the room is the ongoing conflict here in the party. We'll resolve that in a couple of weeks. This is really a special night for our candidates, and we're here to hear what they have to say and really have the light shine on them for this evening. So, you know, we'll take care of our own business at a later point, and I really want this to be about our candidates for this evening. Before we get into everything else, I also want to point out that even with the conflicts we have going on, we take a step back and look at this in perspective. Well, it's great we're allowed to have conflicts, right? I mean, some countries, they're not allowed to do that, or in some parties, they don't tolerate that. So even though, you know, emotions get high and we get angry at one another from time to time, I think it's wonderful that we can actually do that. And in the end, once this gets resolved, hopefully we can all come together and still look for the best outcome for the party and make sure that we keep our eye on the prize, which is the 2018 election. So that is looking in the future. Thank you. Okay, so with no further ado, I'm going to begin with the invocation and pledge of allegiance. So, Ms. Sherry Lewis, if you don't mind coming up, if we can all rise for a prayer.
Father God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we come to you tonight and ask you to send forth those that you want to be sent forth to the commissioners. We know, Lord, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And we thank you, Lord, that you are going to give us wisdom beyond our means to be able to elect those righteous people, that the people can rejoice and we can rejoice as we send these 3 people to the commissioners for that empty seat. Thank you, Lord, for being the blessed controller of all things, and we look to you and say, we give you the praise and the glory in Yeshua's mighty name. Amen.
Okay, if we can all stay rising for the Pledge of Allegiance. If you don't mind coming up and leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know the elephant in the room is the ongoing conflict here in the party. We'll resolve that in a couple of weeks. This is really a special night for our candidates, and we're here to hear what they have to say and really have the light shine on them for this evening. So, you know, we'll take care of our own business at a later point, and I really want this to be about our candidates.
Yep, I can hear you, kind of.
Can you hear me, Michelle?
Yep, I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that,
Ready for me to start?
you have a 1-minute introduction. Please go ahead and start. Folks in the audience, this is Michelle Sobrowski.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak to you tonight and for your consideration to serve you as Natrona County Commissioner. My name is Michelle Sobrowski. I regret that I cannot be here tonight in person. I am in Nevada at the base of the majestic Ruby Mountains, celebrating my grandfather's 90th birthday. Natrona County has been my family's home since 2003 and is where 3 of my 4 biological children were born. The focus as County Commissioner would be to preserve and protect life, liberty, and property, advocate for hardworking citizens and private businesses of Natrona County, and work hard to lessen the burdens of excessive regulations by offering practical solutions that would allow the free market to flourish. As a homeschool mom and office manager for my husband and my small business, I know the importance of living within our means and operating on a budget, especially in an unpredictable economy. As a passionate defender of our Second Amendment rights, my efforts over the past several years...
Michelle, thank you. That is 1 minute.
I'm sorry?
That is 1 minute for your introduction, so we will move on to the questions.
Okay.
Sorry you're not here. The timekeeper is holding up a 30-second warning as well as a stop sign, so we do apologize for that. Anyhow, moving into the first question, why do you want to be a Natrona County Commissioner?
Well, I think civic involvement is very important, and I want to set that example for my children, and I want to show that they can serve their community and you know, give back to the community, you know, that they live in, and just be a part of that system. And I think it's just very important to be involved. And I have a lot of good ideas, I think, so. Okay,
you have time left if you'd like to utilize it. Otherwise, we can move on to the second question.
Yep, that's fine. Go to the second one.
We will move to the second question. Please describe your past experience on boards or part of organizations and why you feel you are qualified to be a Natrona County Commissioner.
Well, I have been on, I've run a nonprofit. I was the president and director and currently the membership coordinator of Wyoming Gun Owners. I have been able to lead people and keep people active and keep people in the know when it comes to certain issues. I've been able to orchestrate calls to action and get people to work together for a common purpose and a common goal. I believe in transparency and accountability and honesty. And you know, I'm very upfront and open and honest, and I think that makes me qualified because I want to involve the voters. I want, in the taxpayers, they need to know what's going on and they need to be involved in the process. And I would do that, and I've done that over the last few years. And a lot of you know me from that, and I think I've earned the trust of many of you in that room because of that.
Thank you. Your final question. During a depressed economy, how would you manage the county budget?
Well, first things, we would need to weigh needs versus wants and immediately take the wants right off the table. And then you would need to assess it like you would a home budget, and really see where you can cut the fat from there. I think tax increases and things like that are just not necessary because in your home you can't go and demand a raise from your boss, so you shouldn't be able to do the same to the taxpayer. So I think that you just need to figure out where to cut the fat and what can go and what can stay. And you need to know what the needs are. Those need to be met before anything else.
Okay. Anything more? You have a little more time on this question?
I don't really think so. I guess that's it concerning the questions.
Okay. With that, you'll have 1 minute to make a summary. So go ahead and start whenever you're ready.
All right, sorry, I gotta pull it up here. Sorry, I had it on a different thing. Okay, I just want to thank everybody again for the opportunity to discuss all of you. Private property rights form the foundation of our nation and should be respected, and that is why practical county and zoning and planning is imperative. It is of the utmost importance that the county commissioners are putting our county's true needs first, such as roads, water, and sewer, before special interest projects are even considered. The taxpayers in our county work hard for their money, and I will advocate on their behalf for the most prudent and efficient use of their taxpayer dollars and defend the private property rights of Natrona County citizens and private businesses. As County Commissioner, I would like to implement an online newsletter with a physical option that would include topics and discussions which occurred at the County Commissioner meeting, how and why I voted, and how my vote lined up with the Natrona County and Wyoming Republican platform. Thank you again for your time tonight, and I earnestly and wholeheartedly ask for your votes so I can serve you and the citizens you all represent as Natrona County Commissioner.
Thank you. Again, folks in the room, that is Michelle Sabrowski on the telephone.
Working with,
Okay,
I'm here for
Mr.
just
Chairman.
Quick County Commissioner, and I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you for coming here to be here this evening. I'm guns blazing. I'm a little bothered by the fact that the entire county has exclusively been represented by the people living in Casper and has had an almost obsessive focus on Casper itself. And that's to say the commissioners are from and focus on less than 30 square miles at a 5,376 square mile county, which is half of 1%. I'll be honest though, the biggest issue for me though has been what I perceive to be historically a lack of wisdom in appropriation of some funds. Like I've never been able to get a good answer as to how come the county commission is willing to throw money at someone who wants to see their book published, but we have a fire hall that does not have adequate shelter to keep snow outside the building. To be a county commissioner is to be a servant of the entire county. It is with all humility tonight that I ask for the opportunity to serve you.
Thank you. We'll move into your questions. Question number one, you'll have 1 minute to answer each of these questions. Question number one, why do you want to be a Natrona County Commissioner?
It is something I've been asked by multiple people if I would be willing to undertake such a burden. I did a lot of research into the county itself, the commission itself, and I believe that I have a tremendous amount of experience, knowledge, drive that will be helpful in this matter. Again, it is a servant leadership position, and I'm willing to serve whoever requests it, whenever you're requesting it, to serve to the utmost of my ability, to do all things heartily as unto the Lord. And so, beginning to end, I simply want to serve.
You still have a little time. Anything more on the question?
I'm not terribly long-winded.
Okay, moving on. Question number two. Please describe your past experience on boards or part of organizations and why you feel you are qualified to be a Natrona County Commissioner.
Past experience on boards and organizations, I cannot say that I've honestly been on a board before. Recently, I was one of the founding members of Natrona County's newest and certainly broadest Right to Life group, and it's something that we're evolving, building, taking away from that. I was homeschooled for first grade through graduation, and so there was a lot of diversity growing up. I mean, I didn't have friends my age. I had elderly people that I was associated and friends with. I gave my first seminar at the age of 19. So speaking to crowds, it's not something I'm unaccustomed to. When it comes to understanding people's mindsets, it's something that I'm exceptionally good at. Again, I don't have a tremendous amount of experience. I'm not quite 31 years old yet, but everybody starts somewhere, and I think I've got a lot that I can offer this county.
Thank you. Question number three. During a depressed economy, how would you manage the county budget?
With absolute fiscal responsibility. And it is, again, there's been a lack of wisdom, I think, historically for a very long and large amount of time. And it's kind of a pandemic. I mean, it's something we go through ups, we go through downs, and it's stretching the dollar, simple as that. I've never had a credit card in my life. I've been debt-free since the age of 25. The issue is not how much money you have to spend, it is what direction you spend it. It is how wisely you can use that dollar. And so when the budget goes down, you simply have to adapt. You have to decide the difference between what is important and what is urgent and how many people that's going to affect. Again, with the county commission board, no matter how you look at it, it's like taking a barrel of water, a small barrel of water, to water 5,376 square miles. It's going to be a stretch no matter how much you have or how little you have. It's just the wisdom that you use in applying that budget.
Thank you. You will now have 1 minute to offer a summary.
Again, I'm not terribly long-winded. I was blessed enough to have been born, bred, and raised in this county. I know its history, I know its background, politics, I know a tremendous amount of the issues that are upcoming that we experience right now. And again, this county commission office is about servant leadership. It's not about egos, it's not about who you know, it's not about what kind of favor you can perform for somebody. It is about fiscal responsibility. It is about godlike principles. Mine come from the Bible itself, and I believe, as Vice President Mike Pence said, I'm a Christian, I'm conservative, I'm a Republican in that order. Largely because if you're a Christian, everything falls from that. The Bible kind of outlines morals, it outlines budgets, it outlines how you're supposed to approach even pro-life issues. So I ask for your vote tonight, not because I want to become a county commissioner, it's simply because I want to serve this county.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman. Paul, thank you. The way to work, you'll have 1 minute for an introduction. 3 questions will be asked, 1 minute each for those questions, and a 1 minute summary. So with that, please start your introduction.
Thank you. Hi, I am Paul Bertolio. I am a petroleum engineer by degree. I am co-owner of 3 oil field related businesses located out of CASPER. I started my career here in CASPER in 1981 and left in 1985, only to return in 1995, and have lived here ever since then. I'm married, I have 3 daughters and 1 grandson. My public service background is founded on my over 16 and a half years on the Casper City Council, 3 times as its mayor, 15 years on the board of directors for the Wyoming Association of Municipalities, where I was its president for 3 years. I also served at one point or another on almost every board associated with the city of Casper, including the Central Wyoming Regional Water Board, where I was chairman for over 10 years. I'm very excited to once again have the opportunity to put my skills to use in the service of the citizens of Natrona County.
Thank you. We'll move on to question number 1. Why do you want to be a Natrona County Commissioner?
I'd like to be a commissioner. I enjoyed the public service when I was on the city council. Quite frankly, it got to be somewhat of Groundhog Day, and I was looking for a new challenge. I took some time off, and I realized that County Commissioners Association would fit me, my bill being that I'd done WHAM. I became interested when I dealt with them, and I learned that it's a different animal, but one that I would enjoy more than going down to the legislature at this point, because I do like local governments.
You have more time if you'd like to expound.
No, thank you.
Question number 2, please describe your past experience on boards or a part of organizations and why you feel you are qualified to be a Natrona County Commissioner.
Well, as I said, I've served on boards from infrastructure to business development. The challenges are unique to each one, but you kind of develop the same skill set for attacking the problems, and one which I found that I'm pretty good at. Dealing with difficult situations. I've gone through them on the water board, the city council, WHAM. I've dealt with some very difficult mayors over the years that have been a challenge. I'm sure some of our legislators know a few of them I'm talking about. But I think that the ability to move forward in my career could best be accomplished by being part of the county commission.
Thank you. Question number 3. During a depressed economy, how would you manage the county budget?
Well, first and foremost, as I've said many times when I was at WHAM, I firmly believe the first reason local governments were formed were for public safety. So I would first like to make sure that we deal with our public safety. Second, I believe strongly in infrastructure. I think we need to make sure that we have those 2 critical needs first. Now, the county being a slightly different animal than the city, we'll have a lot of responsibilities that are passed on to us via the state. We are, in fact, an arm of the state. So we also have to make sure that those vital functions that the state requires us to provide are also met.
Thank you. With that, you have 1 minute for a summary.
Thank you. I'd first commend all the candidates for putting forth their names for this position. It's obvious you have a very talented pool to choose from. So why support me? As I stated in my letter to you all, I believe I bring the necessary credentials and governing philosophy consistent with the Republican Party to the table. I bring proven leadership to the position, both at the local and state level. I've shown that I can work well with everyone and get things done. I would further note that I believe civility is important to being an effective leader. I have developed the skills and knowledge to immediately be effective in the role, and I have the time to commit to this position. The revenue challenges facing Natrona County now and in the future will require a steady hand and a willingness to make tough decisions. I'm up for this challenge and I ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.